Hello and welcome. We just have this one little part in the top left. I love the way the pattern looks with the black behind it here and here. I did touch up a little bit of the shading in this one and the lines when I stopped the recording yesterday, so you might want to do that on your own if you want to. And I just noticed that I missed a little section right here, so let me get to this one. Oops. And then we'll start on the freehand. Well, we're going to start with some hexagons like we did at the bottom. Yeah, that's okay. It's maybe that is a little bit thinner than the one above it. All right, we know the love's in the details, right? We have something pretty amazing here. All right, so starting here, let's pull out some of these hexagons. So take the pen and outline a few hexagons here using the pattern. And I'm going to move this over just a little bit. There we go. Maybe this one as well. Just adjusting. There we are. Okay, so actually I'm going to see. That's what I need to do. Some technical things. Okay, so let's pull out some of these hexagons. You're probably ahead of me now, which is great. Working on the lines, turning the page if you need to. That's the first one. And let's go diagonal up this way. Good. And a third one. Get this flow kind of coming down like this way. Even more with these coming up. Cool. Maybe we can do one beside it. Now I think let's maybe erase them now. I think it's time. If you want to pull one more out, you can. Maybe I will pull one more out right here. It just looks like a good spot for it. Great. Okay, now you're ready to erase the grid. If you want to, you can. Just erase it at least until you can kind of just barely see it. Gently. So you can use some of those triangles if you want to with yours. But also have the freedom to do your own thing without the grid so dark. Great, now I erased this shading in this guy. Fix that up. At the end, the last lesson, we'll just kind of go over the whole thing and probably put the border on it as well. So let's take a pen, and this is my 05, and double up these hexagon lines. There we go, freehanding straight lines. You're good at this by now. And we're going to try to match this to the bottom left that we did a couple lessons ago. In a way, it's not going to be perfect. It won't be perfectly matched, obviously. But have the same continuity of shapes and designs. Cool. Good. Now those what do we call them? Pinwheel flowers. So much fun. 5. Let's shade those in. Making sure that they're kind of similar to the ones below. Those ones. Remembering to sit up straight. Awesome. Now this one at the top, I think what I'm going to do with it is the target sort of looks like a bullseye. So I did 3 lines kind of close together and then one sort of farther apart. There and then a tiny one in the middle. This one's sort of peeking out, like it looks like a little door actually. Which is cool. Honestly, kind of like that as a door. What do you think? Do you want to make it a door? Why not, hey? Remember how? Take the points, go this way, and let's turn it into a temple sort of door. And I'm going to bring this all the way down. Put some detail into the walls. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And that one's 2 not matching. Awesome, I love it. Just have to make sure the angles are kind of similar here. Picking up this line as well. Yes, I spontaneously turned that target hexagon into a door. I'm going to just make it a bigger black area there. So fun. Shading the side here. a little bit on the top. Now later, if you want to add details in the door, we can do that. But I do have some doors here, so it's nice to have another one. In fact, in these doors, I might want to make them darker as well, or solid black. Might be nice to have the continuity with that door. Maybe I'll leave them empty for now. Okay. Oh, I realized these guys got unshaded as well at the top. The little baby cubes. Great. And thickening up this line makes it look like the cubes are kind of going behind. Have more to stand on. So I'm just sort of using my intuition here, honestly. Going with it. Thickened up that line quite a bit. Now that I did that, I feel like I need to thicken up the line on the top of the cubes. Continuity, right? And let's do this one as well. Seems to match. I like it. Okay, continuing on. Let's go over to this side where these hexagons are again and draw some hexagons in the background. So these are the freehand hexagons we were talking about. Let's go down, starting kind of halfway through, and then this one will kind of come out of these guys, coming down from the point, coming down, having fun with this little freehand honeycomb, trying to figure out. You can go in and then erase that later if you want to, where it all goes so that it matches. See how I'm doing this? Might take practice, but just do your best. Okay. Love it. Now let's go up. This one can peek out. Now I'm going to draw them a little bit bigger. Too much bigger so the lines don't look completely off. I'm doing this in pencil first to get the layout going. Bigger one there. Maybe a little rogue one in this area. Floating. This sort of balances out with the bullseye, so I'm going to leave that. These ones balance out with these guys down here, so that's good. I just think a few more hexagons may be coming into this way to give it the flow. So coming up here. Little hat, 2 parallel lines, little V. Coming beside, coming down, like so. Right. I'm going to make these two actually a little bit smaller so it looks like it has more flow this way. I did there? Awesome. Now let's do a couple here. Oh, sorry, that was off the page. This one I think is a little tall, so I'm going to shorten it. Now it's a little short. Sketching them in. Isn't it fun that now you know how to draw freehand hexagons? Maybe another one here. That one's definitely not perfect. That's okay. They're hexagon shapes, right? They don't have to be perfect hexagons. Maybe I'll do more than one here. Do some little small ones. But we want to have room for our triangles. Yeah, maybe I won't do those. Sorry. Erasing those because I want to do the triangles there. Okay, let's do the triangles. So I erased my pencil one out. So this one can start. And where are we going to do our big triangle of triangles, like this one? How about here? Well, this one's pointing up. Do you want to do a pointing down one? Big triangle of triangles. How about right here? This one comes off the page down here. So we could put this one off the page, actually. Let's do that. I mean, behind the temple door that we did. Trying to make it kind of match. Yeah, that looks good. It's a little smaller than the one at the bottom, I think, or maybe not. Doesn't matter. As long as it's got a little one pointing up inside it and a bigger one pointing down. Put that up a little bit higher. Like so. And then just bringing these beside. Trying to keep them on an even playing field, and then there'll be room for stars in there. See? Not perfect. And then continuing here, so that triangle's pointing down. So now we're going to be doing one pointing up to mirror it, and below there, and below there. This one kind of comes behind, and below there. Now continuing, this one comes beside it. It's the opposite way. This one comes beside it, the opposite way. Such a fun little pattern. And now you know how to draw this pattern too. 3 lines like that, and then some random smaller ones over here. Still thinking about the flow kind of coming down this way. And let's do some triangles down in this area as well. Awesome. Maybe one lower down. So mapping it all in with pencil seems like the good way to go. We will be putting stars throughout this as well. And this one's going to kind of come straight down. Maybe I'll just do 3. Fun, it looks like little things flying in the sky. I love it. Okay, let's take the pen now, thinking about where we're going to do the dark and where we're not. So it's definitely going to be dark in here and dark back here. So I'm just going to start back here. In fact, we will be doing most of this dark. Coming this way, dark, dark, dark. Maybe we can do light up in this corner because we want the dark to come down, or light here. Yeah, we'll do light here and maybe a little bit. No, we went all the way to the corner at the bottom. So we should go all the way to the corner at the top too. Okay, never mind, I said that. Let's just start filling it in because I just love the way it looks filled in. It's also up to you, right? Use your artistic eye. Can you see what I'm doing there? I think we'll finish this in this lesson, this part, and then all we have left is the border and the touch-ups, and we're done. If you want to add more detail, please feel free. Don't forget the stars. I guess thickening the top of these wasn't that necessary since I'm going to be going over it all with black, but this is the artist's process. Trial and error. And then see what happens at the end, pretty much. Yes, I'm liking that, and I like the way it matches the ones at the bottom too. Let's outline these hexagons. use a thinner pen for the bottom ones. So go a little bit thinner here. All right. I love that I did a little door there. The thing I don't love is that these are different than this door. So honestly thinking right now of just making it, shading it, making it more look like these doors. So I took my pen and making it a little bit bigger. Because when I drew this first, I didn't know it would be a door. So I took my jelly roll and I'm gonna make the door, when it dries, I'll make the door look more like the other ones. Also need to take my eraser and erase some of the pencil marks in the triangles, which I think I did on the other one. Oh yes. Well, on the other one, we left a little space around this triangle of triangles, which we need to do on this one as well. I think I'm going to fill that in with a smaller pen. I also need to do some more stars here. little trial and error, right? Let's see how that looks. Not bad, not bad. Take the eraser. Still see some pencil marks in there. And then leaving a white sort of space around it. Darkening up some of the black, solid black. Sometimes hard to get it all solid black without leaving little white specks. Just do your best. Try to make the stars kind of round, not all the same size. Nice. Good. All we have left is this little section. So I'm going to take my pen, my smaller pen, and outline these hexagons. I'll just outline everything. I'm just going to erase the lines in here so I can make them look a little bit nicer. And I'm just working on my lines here so they're nice, and this image can stand alone. Oh, that was a little thick. It's okay. Going over, putting the love into all the little lines. And then, oh, let's do the stars. I find it easier. Sometimes I'll forget. Easier to do these little circles. All right, all we've got to do now is fill this back part in and the border, and then one more lesson and we're done. So it's very exciting. But still, don't get ahead of yourself. Keep putting that energy and love into the details. This pen's saying, I'm tired. Let's see if I can find another one. This one's forget to use this time as a meditation. Not letting it get frustrating. Enjoying the process, having fun with it. Sometimes the very end of a drawing can be the hardest because you get impatient, right? But this whole drawing is about patience. And perseverance. Patience and perseverance. Down a little bit. So I went down here. I just felt inspired to make this all black. The border. We'll be doing the border next time though. Woohoo! Okay, so the last little bit of today, I know it's been a long day, but we did it all in like 40 minutes or so. You can see the difference. The top part's definitely darker. So, so I'm gonna go in with my jelly roll, especially after it's dry, and sort of make some of these bigger. If I like the darkness of it too, I can also go down here and make some of these darker, which I might actually do, because I do like the darkness of it. What about you? Do you like it? Let's see on what you think of yours. I think this door is dry now, so I can make it into a shaded door, just like the other ones. We did so long ago now, it seems. Cool. Now the door matches the other ones. I love the top. I think just maybe thickening some of the lines between these hexagons. The top makes me want to make the bottom a little bit darker to match it. I like the bottom too, but I think I'm gonna go shade over a couple of these areas. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, obviously. I do really like the way there's some solid black at the top. So I want there to be some more solid down here. Yes, there we go. Always fill stuff in. You can always change it, right? All right, so it's like, adding like spices to the meal, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit darker here, a little bit lighter there. So here's the whole thing of mine. Just fits in the page there. You can see the balance, there's nice balance there as well. All right, next step, I'm really excited about this, is the border, little final touches, and one more lesson. Good job. Thanks for being here.